Now here's Ted with his review of the Subaru Legacy Turbo.
The manufacturing of automobiles is almost like a lottery. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. In the case of the Subaru Legacy, it's a prime example of getting it very right. This is an excellent design, one of those cars that feels good as soon as you get into it. Last year we drove the station wagon version of the Legacy here on driver's seat. This time around is the turbo sedan. I like them both a lot, but the turbo version benefits from having an additional 30 horsepower, plus anti-locking brakes and four-wheel drive. Both of these features are standard equipment. This is the best Subaru yet, with none of the weirdness of the XT Coupe and none of the smallness of the GL or Loyale. Power is provided by a turbocharged version of the same 2.2-liter multi-valve boxer engine found in the normally aspirated model, and it developed an impressive 160 horsepower at 5,600 RPM. This is enough to send it from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in less than 8 seconds for the 5-speed manual transmission version and under 9 seconds for the 4-speed automatic, which is what we had this time. Base price is $26,495 for the 5-speed, $27,598 for the automatic, and both cars come very well equipped. Air conditioning, an electric sunroof, two-way power windows, cruise control, leather-trimmed upholstery, and an 80-watt stereo system all come with the turbo sedan. It also has the usual thoughtful touches we've come to expect from Subaru, such as fold-down rear seat backs that lock, a retractable beverage holder, and plenty of storage and stowage space. Curiously, Subaru's patented hill holder is not available with the Legacy Turbo, which is kind of strange. Still, this is a very good automobile. It reminds me of Saab in many ways. Incredibly sensible, but vastly underrated, and more than capable of holding its own in a foot race. Among other things, the Legacy has set a 100,000-kilometer endurance record, has won the Alaskan Alcan Rally, and is the first non-modified car ever to finish the African Safari Rally, winning its class and finishing 8th overall. In terms of high-speed handling, the Legacy may give up a little ground to some of its European competitors, but it gives up nothing to its Japanese rivals. This is the only full-time four-wheel drive turbocharged four-door sedan in this price range, and that alone sets it apart. It's also well suited to everyday driving. Plenty of interior elbow room, good ingress and egress, comfortable front bucket seats, straightforward instrumentation, almost nothing to complain about. If I had to criticize anything, it would be fuel consumption. Our automatic transmission model is only good for 11.8 liters per 100 kilometers, or 26 miles per gallon in the city, which, for a four-cylinder car, is pretty thirsty. The manual gearbox model is only marginally better. But nothing's perfect, and the Legacy Turbo makes a good automobile even better. It's a good thing the Legacy is such a good car, because it really has its work cut out for it in this market segment. The Honda Accord, Lexus ES250, and Toyota Camry are all competitors, as is the Acura Integra and Volkswagen Passat. You can even toss the Saab 900 Turbo, BMW 318, and Audi 90 Quattro into the pile, although the Audi costs considerably more.
I like this car an awful lot, Tony. It's the best Subaru yet, Ted, for sure. It's got a great drivetrain. It's very solidly built. It handles well. It's a real driver's car, in my opinion. If I was to pick tiny things out of it, I could say some elements of the styling displease me, but otherwise it's a wonderful car.
One of the things that didn't show up on the film of the car that we saw, this car had a beautiful pearl white paint job. It's hard to see, but it was not just white, it was a pearl white. They did a wonderful job on it. It's one of those little things that you have to sort of look at hard before you see it.
Absolutely. And as a driver's car, I had a chance to drive one of these about 400, 500 kilometers in Ontario, northern Ontario, on snowy roads, pretty bad conditions, ice and snow and so forth. And it was just outstanding, really sure-footed, felt good, very, very good on the highways, very good on the side roads.
Good point. I guess the Legacy's big competition is the Accord, of course, but at any speed over 100K or thereabouts, the Legacy is much quieter on the highway than the Accord. It's quite noticeable.
It's very quiet. It's like a much bigger car and a much more luxurious car on the highway. It's very, very good. And acceleration, as you say, acceleration is excellent, and there's very, very little or no turbo lag because they have a very small turbo on it. Which,
right. Now, to get to Subaru's problem, it's not a secret that Subaru are losing vast amounts of money in North America. They can't give these cars away, which is a problem. I can't understand it, because this is a very, very good car. And Subaru have to somehow get their marketing and PR campaign in gear with this thing and sell it, because
Well,
they
I think they're getting there. Let's face it, there's a lot of good products in this market. There's a lot of good products, and some cars get lost in the shuffle, and this may be one of them, and I hope not, because I know a number of people who've bought these cars. They've been very, very happy with them indeed, and there were people who were looking at Accords and so forth.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Nissan Stanzas and cars like that.
I spent quite a bit of time with the one that I had, and I liked it a lot. It was like the Sentra, you know, as a car that I could not criticize. I just liked everything about it.
It's very hard to find anything wrong because it's roomy. You know, the seating and so forth is very well designed. The instrumentation is excellent, and I like that flat four. To me, is a little idiosyncrasy that I like a lot.
Anyway, we've got to get out of here. Red light, green light. The only red light that I can come up with is fuel economy. It's not bad, but it's not good either. On the other hand, styling, Tony doesn't like it. I like it a lot. Features, lots of car here for the money. Performance, very, very good. For driving dollar value, I give it 7/8 of a tank. That's maybe putting too fine of a point on it, but I don't give it a full tank only because it's a little hard on gas.
Okay, we'll be